This video is by Straight Goods News, SGNews.ca.
Sisters and brothers, I'm pleased to bring you greetings on behalf of the Canadian Labour Congress and our 3.3 million members across this country. And I offer you strong support of union members from coast to coast who want to protect the valued public service that you and the 16,000 members of PIPSC provide every day across this country. Thank you so much. Members of Public Service Institute for Public Service of Canada understand what the Prime Minister Stephen Harper does not get, that Canadians want and Canadian need and Canadian demand that a Conservative government respect the important work your members do to make this country a great place to live. Nor is it partisan, nor is it political. This is about ordinary people who depend on your members to simply do a great job, of course, to make their lives a critical place in this country. Your President, Gary Corbett, has been an outspoken defense, again, for your members and the work they do across this country. And he has made it clear that this Conservative government is really opposed to, and I quote, "They're against evidence-based decision-making. This government is against science, and they're against a regulatory regime that protects Canadian health and the environment and make our economic prosperity a success in this country." That's what this government is against. Sisters and brothers, you know better than me. In 2008 and the subsequent years since that financial and economic crisis that hit our country and around the world, it was not workers who created this problem, and we should not be responsible for paying for the damages created by the corporations and the banks in this country and around the world. Your work is critical to the kind of Canada we want and the kind of Canada we expect, where a public regime are maintained to protect the health of Canadians, where the environment becomes a priority, not a secondary issue when this government decides when they will be making a priority. It's critical for those sisters and brothers who are losing their job, who work in the science of this government every day to provide evidence-based so this government can make an informed decision. This government, of course, is cutting those kinds of service and laying those workers off, and that is unacceptable for the kind of Canada we want in this country. Sisters and brothers, I know you're here this week to have a great convention and the debate you'll be having. I want to remind you, sisters and brothers, the importance of your gathering here this week. It's about how we stick together, we fight together to demand what is rightfully ours, not allow this government to divide us and weaken us and take advantage of us. It's very critical, sisters and brothers, in regard to your deliberation. But more importantly, sisters and brothers, you're not alone. As you will hear from my sister from the PSAC, they're equally in the same fight. But workers also in the private sector understand the important work you do and the contribution you make to make this country a great place, and we will stand together to fight with you to ensure your fight is not your singly and your own fight. Sisters and brothers, we want to live in a Canada that understands the importance of the regulatory regime that we have in this country that we have built for years and years to protect Canadians. We understand the importance of protecting our water and our land. We understand the importance of taking care of workers who lose their job when they become unemployed. And we understand very much the importance of Canadians standing together, defending our values that have made this country a great place to live. I know this government does not understand, and more importantly, the attack that they're waging on the public services thing that many of us across this country does not understand and comprehend. You know, long before this government got elected, we have fought to create a great public service that make this country a great place. And long after this government is gone, we'll be around to continue to fight to improve the public service, to ensure Canadians can expect the right to live in a country where our regulatory regime is protected by our national government.